When we have to do with vice and vicious characters, I maintain it is better to depict them as they really are than as they would wish to appear. To represent a bad thing in its least offensive light is doubtless the most agreeable course for a writer of fiction to pursue. But is it the most honest or the safest? Is it better to reveal the snares and pitfalls of life to the young and thoughtless traveler, or to cover them with branches and flowers? O reader, if there were less of this delicate concealment of facts, this whispering, peace, peace, when there is no peace, there would be less of sin and misery to the young of both sexes, who are left to wring their bitter knowledge from experience. Anne Brontë. It can be the most frightening thing to capture your world as it is. I grapple with it in my writing all the time. And now I think of Anne in her room, penning it all, ensconced in her pearlescent misting moors, growing up on pieces of parchment, standing between Charlotte the wise and Emily the passionate, and exclaiming, "I vow to be forthright." Have faith, but see the world in front of you. Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights have honorable mentions in almost every English literature course I've ever taken, while Anne's name is mentioned in passing, if mentioned at all. And then I discovered Wildfell, and my love affair with Charlotte tapped down a notch. Not enough for significant impact. Jane is still my all-time favorite, but enough to question her scathing review of her sister's novel. I admit that I haven't finished Wildfell, not even close, but I intend to, because what I read seems an experience of a woman who wants us to avoid being ensnared by beauty, just as oleander is perfect and poisonous. Maybe it was Branwell, his inebriated outburst for his married lover, or maybe it was something she experienced whilst working in Thorpe Green. And I have no idea why Charlotte would prevent her sister's writing from being republished after her death, especially with their patriarchal society doing everything in their power to silence their stories. Even though it's a day late, I wanted to give Anne Brontë some birthday love. No matter how many critics sought to silence her writing, here I am with a 1911 edition of Wildfell with delicate illustrations, printed at a time closest to those she would have written. Because she shouldn't be that Bronte without genius. Not when she has experience. Not when she's a glowing beacon to women everywhere to go out into the world and tell the truth. And so that's what I'll do. With every romantic bone in my body, I'll dot the world in white roses, but make sure they know about the thorns.